Inside ESL Learning. Mastering pronunciation. Glottal sounds, the hidden sounds of the throat. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Inside ESL Learning. This is our 5th video in the Mastering Pronunciation series. Today, we're exploring glottal sounds. If we look at our anatomical map of the mouth, notice they are sounds produced deep in your throat, right at the glottis, which is the space between your vocal folds. These subtle details will make your English sound far more natural, fluid, and confident. Unlike sounds that rely on your tongue, teeth, or lips to shape the air, glottal sounds are created entirely down at the vocal cords themselves, deep inside the larynx. In this lesson, we'll start by breaking down the exact mechanics behind each sound, and then you'll put your skills to the test with 2 interactive challenges. Try to score a perfect 100 points across both tests. Now, let's take a closer look at how your mouth produces these sounds. First, let's look at the sound H. Technically, it's a voiceless glottal fricative, but many linguists call it a transitional state because your mouth is already preparing for the next vowel while air passes through the throat. Think of it as a gentle ghost of a sound, like in hat or high. Biologically speaking, your lungs act like a giant bellows, pushing air upward. Your vocal cords don't vibrate at all, which is why we call it voiceless, but they tense up just enough to create a narrow channel. As the air rushes through that narrow opening, it creates audible turbulence, while your tongue and lips are already in position for the vowel that follows. Interestingly, when H occurs between 2 vowels, like in ahead or behind, it often becomes a voiced glottal fricative. We call this a breathy voice. Your vocal cords vibrate gently while remaining slightly apart. Listen to the subtle difference, head, with a silent start, versus ahead, with a breathy, voice transition. She ran ahead behind the house. Next, we have the glottal stop. This is a plosive, which means you completely block the air at the glottis and then release it suddenly. You probably use it every day without even realizing it. The most classic, universal example is the sharp, complete cutoff in the middle of the expression, "uh-oh." Instead of just narrowing the vocal cords, you forcefully close them. You physically lock your throat, completely stopping the airflow for a microsecond before releasing it. Let's say it together, uh-oh. Feel how your throat seals and locks to interrupt the air between those 2 vowels. That exact action is the glottal stop. Now, let's step out of the anatomy lab and into the real world to see how these throat mechanics shape distinct regional accents. A tiny biological adjustment in the larynx can broadcast your geographical origin before you even finish a sentence. T-glottalization, or glottal replacement, is extremely common in British and some American accents. Instead of tapping the alveolar ridge with your tongue tip to make a T, you lock your vocal folds to stop the air in your throat. Let's contrast 2 iconic British accents, received pronunciation, RP, the traditional, conservative accent associated with news broadcasting and upper classes, and Cockney, the vibrant, famous accent from East London.
In standard RP, wait a bit, put it on the mat. A great football match. I have an important meeting. The Cockney pronunciation. Wait a bit. Put her on the mat. A great football match. I have an important meeting.
Now that you've seen how regional accents play with these sounds, it's time to put your own ears to the test. Let's jump into challenge 1 and see if you can spot these glottal details. It's practice time. Before we get started, grab a pen and paper or open up your notes app. Today, You're aiming for the ultimate pronunciation master badge. There's a total of 100 points up for grabs, divided into 2 rounds worth 50 points each. Let's see how many you can lock in. Ready to claim your first 50 points? In Challenge 1, your task is simple. Listen closely to the target word and choose the right option from the 4 choices on screen. Each correct match gives you 5 points. Let's get right to it. Challenge 1. Round 1. I can't find the hoodie anywhere in the room. Hoodie. Answer. Hoodie. Round 2. She lives in a beautiful hotel near the beach. Hotel. Answer. Hotel. Round 3. The old man walked slowly heading back to the hill. Hill. Answer. Hill. Round 4. My sister bought some honey. Honey. Answer. Honey. Round 5. We spent the entire afternoon talking about our hobbies. Hobbies. Answer. Hobbies. Round 6. They are hoping to work with a professional team. Hoping. Answer. Hoping. Round 7. He fell and seriously hurt his hip. Hip. Answer. Hip. Round 8. They decided to build a hothouse in the garden. Hothouse. Answer. Hothouse. Round 9. The children were very hands-on when they saw the puppies. Hands-on. Answer. Hands-on. Round 10. Please be helpful when they discuss the project details. Helpful. Answer. Helpful. And that concludes Challenge 1. Take a moment to tally your score. How many points did you achieve? Don't worry if you made some errors, that's all part of the learning process. You have another opportunity to collect 50 points in Challenge 2. In this next section, we're going to work on shadowing techniques. But before we begin, let's identify the specific pronunciation traps that can sometimes lead to confusion. First trap, the H dropping confusion. The sound H is often like a ghost, but it's a ghost that must be present. If you drop the H in words where it's required, you create a new word or sound unnatural, which can distract your listeners from your message. For example, if you say, I can't hear you, but omit the H, it sounds like I can't hear you, which makes no sense at all. Second trap, the silent H trap. In English, the voiceless glottal fricative H is usually pronounced. But watch out. We have a group of words where the letter H is completely silent. Listen closely. Honest. Hour. Heir. Honor. If you add friction to the start of these words, it sounds very unnatural. Always initiate them with a pure, clean vowel sound. Now that you know the common traps, you are ready for challenge 2. Pause the video for a moment and stretch your mouth muscles with these quick warm-ups. Relaxing your articulators is key to forming these sounds accurately. Press play as soon as you are ready to continue. Listen carefully to each sentence, repeat it out loud, and focus on steady airflow and crisp articulation. There are 50 more points up for grabs. Let's see if you can achieve that perfect 100-point score. Round 1. Step 1. Just listen. Don't speak yet. At the store, I bought a new hat. Step 2. Shadow me. This time, speak with me. At the store, I bought a new hat. Step 3. Shadow me again. Repeat after me one more time. At the store, I bought a new hat. Round 2. Step 1. Just listen. I can hear the sound clearly with my left ear. Step 2. Shadow me. I can hear the sound clearly with my left ear. Step 3. Shadow me again. I can hear the sound clearly with my left ear. Round 3. Step 1. Just listen. He felt quite ill after walking up the steep hill. Step 2. Shadow me. He felt quite ill after walking up the steep hill. Step 3. Shadow me again. He felt quite ill after walking up the steep hill. Round 4. Step 1. Just listen. Be careful not to harm your injured arm. Step 2. Shadow me. Be careful not to harm your injured arm. Step 3. Shadow me again. Be careful not to harm your injured arm. Round 5. Step 1. Just listen. Please hold this beautiful old leather book. Step 2. Shadow me. Please hold this beautiful old leather book. Step 3. Shadow me again. Please hold this beautiful old leather book. Round 6. Step 1. Just listen. The old man wanted to hold the child's hand. Step 2. Shadow me. The old man wanted to hold the child's hand. Step 3. Shadow me again. The old man wanted to hold the child's hand. Round 7. Step 1. Just listen. I put my hat on while waiting at the station. Step 2. Shadow me. I put my hat on while waiting at the station. Step 3. Shadow me again. I put my hat on while waiting at the station. Round 8. Step 1. Just listen. Protect your ear so you can hear the orchestra. Step 2. Shadow me. Protect your ear so you can hear the orchestra. Step 3. Shadow me again. Protect your ear so you can hear the orchestra. Round 9. Step 1. Just listen. There is no harm in resting your tired arm. Step 2. Shadow me. There is no harm in resting your tired arm. Step 3. Shadow me again. There is no harm in resting your tired arm. Round 10. Step 1. Just listen. Climbing a high hill when you are ill is tough. Step 2. Shadow me. Climbing a high hill when you are ill is tough. Step 3. Shadow me again. Climbing a high hill when you are ill is tough. Fantastic job, everyone. You've made it through challenge 2. Tally up your score. What is your total score? Check the ranking chart on screen to see where you landed today. Drop your score in the comments below and let me know your rank. And if you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more interactive practice. In our upcoming lessons, we'll wrap up the Mastering Pronunciation series with the liquid consonants R and L. As shown in our articulation diagrams, these sounds rely on specific tongue positioning and airflow through the oral cavity. After that, our next video series will explore the richness of English vowels. Before you go, remember my golden rule: lose the fear. Your goal is to communicate clearly and effectively, not to chase a perfect accent. To make real progress, build a quick daily habit. Just 15 minutes of practice every morning is enough. Try reading a news article or a book out loud to train your articulators. If you stay consistent and practice the 44 phonemes of English each day, you'll see a massive boost in your confidence and listening skills in just 3 months. Thanks for watching, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.